Okay, this is a day in the life video of a guy that quit his job as a doctor 6 months ago. And that's my morning skincare routine. All right, heading outside now. It's a beautiful morning. It's actually, there's no marine layer today. And this is where I like to kind of get grounded, get a little bit of nature, get a little bit of that early morning sunlight into the eyes to start the day. Now we got all the goods, and we got the pour over. We're old school, like the old drip. Reminds me of my grandparents. Obligatory stock check, start the day. It's go time. Only half cup at a time. Nobody likes cold coffee. Moving the morning back outside again. It's time to take a seat, kind of enjoy a little sit, which is honestly what all the stretching, all the other stuff was for. It was just to get here, get on the cushion, and enjoy a couple of minutes before the day starts. Most important part of the day. So right after I get done with that, I like to read a little bit, and my morning go-to is The Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday. I love this book. It's basically just a set of stoic intentions every single day. So I'll bring you in here with me. April 13th, less is more. The day begins now. Sit is complete, reading complete. It's time to get to work. Got a fresh cup of coffee. It's time to head back to the office. Showered up, shaved. Not because I actually have facial hair to shave, but because I just like the idea of it. Since today's Thursday, before I initially get into anything, first I have to do a quick promo of today's article that I just dropped on Fight Master MD. So, gotta do everything, you know, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. Some of that's scheduled, some of it's not, because it can't be integrated. So, gotta do that first, and then the day begins. Got the promo complete, and before I get going on anything else today, I like to set my day up first by priorities and then by tasks. Because I think it's important just to knock out the big things first throughout the day, because if I'm being honest, the first 2 to 3 hours of the day are my most productive periods of time. And then any time that happens after that is usually just dedicated to tasks. Day is ready to rock. Got the priorities, always first, gotta write first. Then we got the newsletter, gotta prep some videos, and then just kind of finish up the day with some tasks. And the coffee went quick today. It's only 9:22. First quarter of the day in the books. Out on scheduled walk number 1. These walks are critical. I like to put them right before another creative project, which still gotta write that newsletter. So hoping an idea for that pops up here on the walk. But here, whenever I get back, I'm actually meeting up with somebody to sell a piece of furniture I just finished. Another desk, which is exciting. It is a Facebook Marketplace meetup, so if it goes poorly and I get kidnapped, then, you know, of course, this day in the life video is not gonna happen, but hopefully that won't occur, and we can get that knocked out real quick, and then get back to the newsletter. Before I get back, I had to capture this. If you follow the news at all, you've probably heard about this California super bloom that's ongoing. No horticulturist, but I would guess that this is part of that super bloom, which is pretty cool because these were pretty much just weeds. And then we got poppies over here too. Apparently you can't pick these. It's like sacrilegious or something, but yeah, very cool. Here's the desk I'm about to sell. This one was pretty cool. Bought this for $40 off Facebook Marketplace from a woman. It was her uncle's apparently, and so I was able to put a fresh coat of paint on it, sanded it down, and got it ready to go with a nice refinish of some provincial stain. So excited to sell this sucker. A little disappointed she didn't end up liking the desk. It was a little too tall for the space that she wanted, but so goes it in the buy and resell furniture market. You know, you only own your efforts. You don't own the fruits. Now it's time to eat a little brunch. I like to eat a little bit later in the day because I feel like if I can stall breakfast out, you know, closer to like 10:30 or 11, allows me to keep my brain fresh early in the morning. And I do like the intermittent fasting idea. It's a little easier on the blood sugar, which is a factor for me, you know, because I have type 1 diabetes. So blood sugar's in a good spot, and it is time to eat. About to get ready and do a little smoothie. Just kidding. Oh, thought it wouldn't be right if I didn't do a smoothie because this is a day in the life, and I feel like every day of the life features a smoothie, but no, not doing that. I'm eating a bowl of cereal. Grab the favorite box here. We got these grain-free O's. $2 at grocery outlet right now, if anybody's interested. Got the protein powder in, got some raisins in there, got some cinnamon. So I've got this newsletter going. My goal when I'm writing this thing is to try to talk to my 25 to 30-year-old self who really wanted to figure out a way to be happy again but had no idea what to do. So I'm thinking this week I'm gonna really target, think about that person, and try to really send some arrows straight into that area of my life. Trying to figure out how to be happy again. Try to live a life that you love every day, that you wake up excited for. So yeah, I think I got a message dialed up. I think I got something I can deliver. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Let it begin. It's time to change home office locations. Need to widen the perspective, get a little bit of a view. Let's do this. Made a good dent into the newsletter. Pretty much done. So, feels good. For now, it's time to eat. Already got a carrot. Let's go make some lunch. Just finished lunch, and someone called this a lazy habit, but I find that if I start working immediately after I get done with lunch, I usually don't make it very far before I'm wanting a pound of coffee or tea or whatever. And so what I do is I sit down 15 minutes, read a little bit, pull up the Surfer's Journal, and it kind of springboards the rest of the afternoon. And guess what? Now I'm ready to roll. Hasn't been a sexy day in the life, but I'll tell you what, we got that newsletter done, finally. All right, it's about 3:15 in the afternoon, and my brain is starting to feel a little like jelly. I just recorded a book of the weekend, or book trail, The Legend of Bagger Vance, which is some content I'm gonna put out this weekend. And now it is time to go for a walk. While certainly not the only reason I left medicine, one of the reasons I left was because I wanted to be outside more. I just didn't really feel like myself being indoors that much, seated at a desk, and doing that much typing. So one of the coolest parts of these first 6 months out have been the ability for me to just get out of the house and walk anytime I want. I know there's some people who consider walking a waste of time, or, you know, not a hard enough exercise or anything like that, but I don't really walk for that reason. I think it's the space it opens up whenever you get outside that helps the most. I think that's the thing I love about it, at least. I've heard the author Stephen Pressfield say before that whenever you do something in the same place and you give energy to it over and over and over again, eventually it gives it back to you. And I think that's what happens with walking. Every afternoon or morning, I do the exact same loop. It's about a mile, and it's boring, yeah, because I do it all the time. But it's funny, every time I get to it, after 30 seconds, I'm in the zone. I love it. And honestly, it's probably where the majority of the ideas come from for anything I do on a given day. So I owe it a lot. I also only bring my phone on these walks if I'm expecting a call. I cannot describe to you how liberating it is to not even have to make the choice about whether or not to get that phone out of my pocket while I'm walking. I don't have the choice. I just leave it at home. There is no choice. I just walk. Almost back to the house now, feeling refreshed. Gonna make a little afternoon tea, and then I'm gonna do some video editing. Gonna wrap up the day by cleaning up a couple of pieces of furniture so I can get them sold. Green tea, well, because I like to sleep at night. I've got this series coming out, the 32 Truths Earned on the Road to Wholeness, which is pretty much everything I learned from 8 years of doing something I never wanted to do. It's been a lot of fun. I'm up to truth number 6, which I'm gonna record tonight. It's gonna require me hassling my wife to shoot another video. So, in that vein, I need to be prepared. So I'm gonna write this down and get this scripted out, so as soon as she gets home, I'm ready to roll. Okay, I'll be ready. Got a couple of video things done and clipped and ready and scheduled. So now, time to get out back and go see if I can fix a table. Out here now in the garage, got a desk that I tried to sell last week, but the person I was selling it to said it was a little wobbly. And to be fair, it is quite wobbly. So I got my work cut out for me, but it is a beautiful desk. Found it on the street, refurbished it. Only issue was it didn't have the legs. And so I had to put new legs on, and that's been something that has been above my pay grade. And so I'm gonna try to fix that. Got the desk in the back of my truck, and if you're wondering why am I sanding this desk in the back of my truck, well, my Tacoma here has this sweet little power outlet that acts as a generator once I put the key in the ignition and turn it on. So that's what we're gonna be working with here. Finished product, still wobbly, but a lot better. And it's about 5:30 now, and I've got some video to edit. All of this video from today. So that's how I'm gonna finish up the day. I appreciate you joining me. I hope it was, if anything, I don't even know, it's probably pretty boring, honestly. But at the end of the day, I'm just a guy that walked away from a job as a physician about 6 months ago, trying to figure it out one day at a time, one piece of writing at a time, one video at a time, and just trying to have some fun while I do it, because life is way too short to live a life you don't love.